like podcasts, but get bogged down by the monotonous themes and structures for topics? Do you tire of constantly learning useful information? Well, have no fear. We have no structure, we have no information. We just have a grand old time.
Welcome back to another episode of Ramble Hour. Christopher, how the heck you doing?
I'm doing so good, man. Way better than you. You're not behind bars, but you and your lawyer had some fun last week, huh?
One, I don't want to give the Ramblers a bad taste. I can't afford a lawyer. Okay, there was no lawyer that I had hired to take me to court. I took myself to court, got all done up in my suit and tie.
Did you tell the lawyer or the judge you can't handle the truth?
I never got there to that point in the conversation. I
No?
probably should have just screamed it as I walked in the door, but
Yeah.
no, I did not. Um, yeah, I just want to
What's
say,
it like being a fugitive? A man on the run?
a man against the law. And when we post this, I can never be in the same city twice. So,
Yeah.
so I'll always be traveling cities is basically what it's going to boil
You're
down
a
to.
traveling man now.
Yep. I mean, I'm going to have to be with being a fugitive.
Yeah.
Speaking of this, there was a show. God, when was it? It had to be like a couple years ago. And by a couple years ago, I mean anytime between the day I was born and like
I was going
today.
to say it could be like from the 60s.
There was a show, and no, it was when I was in college, so like 2016 to 2018,
Okay.
realistically. And what it was is there was the premise that these people thought they could get away from the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they would do is they would essentially go on the run. They would tell their friends and family, like, I'm going on the run, like, don't contact me, and it would show this on the film. And if they could stay away from the FBI or whoever for 7 days, they won like 50,000, five
Oh, it's
hundred
a
thousand
reality
dollars.
show.
It's like, yeah, a reality game
Okay.
show.
I think you showed it to
And
me.
I watched like one episode and it was the lamest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah, probably very staged, very
Uh,
fake.
yeah, just like American Idol, trash reality TV.
Bro, you're just jealous. You're jealous. You sit there and watch live PD. You watch like the most watered down version of Pops.
Yeah, but it's not scripted. It's
Oh, it's
real.
scripted. It's scripted.
Now they don't have time to go talk to those people through what
Oh
they're doing. They're getting arrested real life time.
no,
It's
not even
wild.
close.
Wild show. Absolutely wild. Cannot wait to turn it on this weekend.
They're paid actors.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. And the kids?
Paid actors. There's
Oh,
child actors. Never heard of them?
no such thing.
Dickie Roberts.
Yes. Who?
Dickie Roberts, former child star.
Never heard of him.
You never seen that movie?
Not a day in my life. What is the movie?
Dickie Roberts, former child star.
Oh, that's the movie. No, I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
that's the name of the movie. It has David Spade, right?
David Spade is Joe Dirt.
Yeah, him.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
the main guy in it. That's the
Oh,
one with
no.
like the brick wall waterfall. Girl, you think you got it all? I don't. Boom with that attitude. No, nothing
Nope.
here.
Nope.
Just in when you're. Oh my gosh! Ask your
No.
wife about it. Ask your
No.
wife tomorrow, and she'll spit the whole rap to you.
What is it called? I'm writing it down right now.
Just are you want to ask her the movie name, or you gonna ask her like, hey, do you know what brick wall waterfall is?
Okay, Brick Wall Waterfall. I
Girl, you
will
think you
be
got
asking. Waterfall. Wow.
But you
Okay.
don't. I do. Boom with
Okay.
that attitude.
More-
Peace
more-
punch, Captain Crunch.
Keep going, Chris. Is there more? Are
I
we
think so.
wrapping up?
I think then they hit me with you mess with me, I mess you up. But I don't
Oh.
recall.
Are you sure that's not Mean Girl? Not Mean Girls. Hot Chick with Rob Schneider.
No, I do not believe that is it. I've never seen I've seen Hot Chick like one time.
Oh, okay. When they do the little handshake or whatever. I know the motion I did is Parent Trap, but that's okay.
Oh,
I did the
elementary
Parent Trap
school.
motion handshake. So yeah. So oh man. So we were gonna open up with a court story, and here we are 5 minutes in and haven't even talked about anything that's important.
Yes.
Okay. So
So
my
Austin,
court story.
what were you doing at the courthouse?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I went to fight a ticket that was for, as it says on the ticket, fail to slow down slash move over for certain vehicles. What are those certain vehicles? They didn't say. It just says certain vehicles. So I get there. So I go up there and appeal it or whatever. And they send me a letter and they're like, okay, be here at 11 a.m. on February 22nd, right?
Well, do we need to start maybe a little sooner than this?
Okay, okay. So with that, I got this ticket going to pick up chairs for my wife off of Facebook Marketplace. So I was driving down a road that I typically don't travel down, and I was going up a hill, and at the top of the hill there were two police cars sat back to back, with their lights on. They had pulled a car over. And I was in the right lane. I physically could not get to the left lane as there was a vehicle to my left. I would have hit them if I got over. And by the time I got to the top of the hill, right, you're revving your engine to get up the hill to have enough acceleration. I realized I was going too fast as I passed the cop car, right? Because the speed limit was 60. I was going 59. So I was going right at the speed limit. I didn't have time to slam on my brakes because they say you got to be 20 under the speed limit.
Right.
So as I pass, I tell my passenger, hey, he got me. I already knew it. I knew he got me right then and there. So as I go, lights come on, I pull over, he gets me, he comes over, he's like, do you know what you were doing? I said, nope, not a clue. Like, you were passing, you were going mighty fast. You were going 59. Weird, the speed limit's 60, so not that mighty fast, sir. And he's like, all right, license and registration. So I give him all the nonsense, whatever. And he walks off and comes back with a ticket. All right, here's your ticket. And so I'm like, whatever. Like, I can't do anything about it. You got the ticket. I did it. I'm never going to admit I did it, but I got the ticket. So as we're driving to get these chairs, we pick up the chairs. On the way back, we notice that these cops are still getting people. So they're doing the same thing. They're basically just waiting there until someone passes them in their mind too fast and pulling people over and cherry picking the whole
Scammers,
way down
dude.
the highway.
Scammers.
And so my passenger starts to look at my ticket and he says, hey, what car are we driving? I said, don't ask dumb questions. Like, we're in the Jeep. Like, you know what we're in, right? Like, what kind of question is this? He said, so it's not a blue Ford? I said, no, why would it be? Right? Like, what kind of dumb question is that? He says, well, that's what car it says on the ticket. And here's the license plate that it says. Is that your license plate? And I said, no. And so then my wheels got a turning. Hold on. This cop's giving me a ticket for the incorrect vehicle. Surely this doesn't stand up in the court of law, right?
Surely.
Like, you go and you're like, hey, like, let's watch the tape. I wasn't in a blue Ford. This cop wrote down a blue Ford. If he was lying about the car, who's to say he's not lying about everything in his life, including his marriage, sir, judge?
Oh, whoa, yes, sir. Yeah, you tell him, buddy.
So I said, I'm gonna go fight it. I am for sure he's gonna go fight it. So I got up there, went up there the next day to the courthouse, did my little fighting thing. They're like, okay, it's December 28th. We'll send you a letter in the mail when you're gonna have your court date, right? And we'll send it about the beginning of the month. So I waited. January didn't come. February rolled around. I got it early in February. They're like, okay, it's February 22nd, 11 a.m. So I was like, oh, dang, like that kind of stinks, So I was like, whatever. Luckily, it doesn't really matter. So I went up there with my ticket, with my insurance to show that my license plate and VIN numbers didn't match, that I don't own this vehicle. If he's like, well, you were driving your friend's vehicle, well, that's weird because I didn't get a ticket for not having insurance on the vehicle, like all these sorts of things. I started coming up with all these scenarios in my head, right? I get there at 10:37 is when I walk in the door and sit down. And I check in with the clerks. And I did not realize, and I've gone back
I'm
and
so early right now.
I'm gonna be first one in, right? Like no nobody who breaks the law shows up early, right? I've got this. And I didn't realize that this was like 11 a.m. was the latest to be there. Because there were like 8 people in front of me, brother. Like it was ridiculous. I had to wait so long.
You were not early at all.
Yeah, I ended up being late. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna pee, right? Because he could call like they may not do the order we arrived. They may just do like
Alphabetical.
alphabetical. And I'm like, I'm an AD. I'm up there in the beginning,
Oh yeah.
Shout out to you, Mom. Thank you. And so I'm
What's your
sitting there.
mom?
because she named me.
Yeah, but the last name's your dad's.
Well, shout out to you, Mom, still. Um, so so I'm getting there, rolls around, I get in there. I'm the second to last person to get in there for the day or for their like little time frame. And so I get in there and I sit down, and I want you to know, before I tell the rest of the story, I want you to know our legal system is a joke. And I hope you hear this, our legal system. You
You're
are a
just now
joke.
finding this out.
You're a joke of a system. It's ridiculous. So I go in there and I sit down, and I don't know who I sit with. It's me, some guy in a fancy suit. And first off,
You're
back
sitting
it
with
up.
people just in yellow jumpsuits. So yeah, this seems right.
It says on the little document, be like dress like you're here for court, right? So I wore dress pants, dress shoes,
One of those white wigs.
but button up, tucked in, belt, did my hair, cologne, the whole 9 yards, right?
You put cologne on for this?
I'm going to court. I'm gonna look good. And I walk in there, and some lady's in a sundress. Another dude has shoes on, but he's got like it's like almost like his house shoes, like the heel of them are pressed down, and his foot's just slid in, so it's not like they're actual shoes any longer. Some people were just in like an AC/DC t-shirt and jeans. I'm like, and I'm the oddball here. Like I look wrong.
You ask him, name one song. Name
Yeah.
one song.
I didn't. She didn't speak in English. They were talking in Spanish. There was a translator for them.
Oh wow.
Which I don't know who provided that. But anyhow, so I'm dressed up. I go in there into the courtroom. It's me, some guy who's in a suit. He never introduced himself as the judge. He doesn't look like a Kelvin, or what I would anticipate a Kelvin to look like.
Okay.
There was a young girl, looked like she was probably like an intern or an admin assistant, and then there looked like what could be the court stenographer, like typing the notes. So I was like, okay, cool, like whatever. He's like, all right, sit right here. So I sit down, and he's like, okay, why do you think you should be able to dismiss this ticket today? What evidence have you brought to dismiss this ticket? And he said, let me read the ticket to make sure we're on the same page. He said, failure to slow down / move over for police vehicles. I said, my ticket doesn't say that. I said, my ticket says certain vehicles. He says, well, whatever. It's vehicles with lights on and blah, blah, all this garbage. I'm like, whatever. So I'm like,
you have a script, or you're just going off the brain?
I was just going off the brain. And I was like, allegedly that's what the ticket says. He says, okay, so what did you bring today? I said, sir, it's not my car. It's not my vehicle on the ticket. And he said, what do you mean? I said, I wasn't in a blue Ford that day. I don't own a blue Ford, never been in a blue Ford, right? Like trying to...
You have, though.
A blue Ford?
Yeah, we used to have a blue Ford truck.
I was never in that truck. I was never in that vehicle.
Never?
First off, no, my wife never drove it that time.
But I did.
You're lucky if I got in the car. You did not like me then, Christopher.
I'm just saying, blue Fords. Kind of.
When that blue Ford was around, you didn't like me to drive me anywhere. Okay? So don't play with me. So I was like, never been in a blue Ford, don't own it, whatever, like not my license plate, not my VIN number, nothing. And he says, he has the audacity, this man, whoever he is, has the audacity to say to me, for this one, it just has to be a motor vehicle listed. I said, what? And I want you to know, at this point, physically, because I caught myself at one point, I believe my jaw was wide open. Like,
I would not be surprised.
What? You're telling me and so this is what I told him. I said, so you're telling me a cop can just write whatever vehicle, whatever they want in these slots and the ticket stands. His response to me, no joke, and it took everything in me not to punch this man, and I know I would have gone to jail had I done so. He said, as long as it's not a horse and buggy.
Ooh, he hit you with that real sarcasm.
What? What? So this cop wrote whatever the heck down he wants and gets to get away with it at whatever, because this statute in the law says that it just has to be a motor vehicle of some
kind. Why
kind.
even put a vehicle down then at that point?
Right? Why does anything have to be filled out? And so the man of the court circles my name and he says, well, is this information right? I said, yeah, he took my ID. What do you want? Like, of course that's right.
Yeah.
but you couldn't even get the color of the car
Yeah.
or the make of the car. Ford, Jeep, we're not even similar.
Yeah.
Blue, gray, come on,
Or the
guys.
plate. I mean,
Yeah,
wouldn't he have run your plate when he pulled you over?
that's what I would assumed, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And so then he's like, yeah, like, so it's gonna stand. Is there anything else? I said, well, if you're telling me that this stands because it's the wrong vehicle, then I guess I don't have much else. He says, we can take it to a jury or a bench trial if you're interested. I was like, okay. He's like, are you interested in that? I said, heck yeah, I'll take a jury trial because I can't imagine. I mean, and I know I've never sat on a jury, and my wife tells me, don't talk about juries until you've sat on them with me. Um, but I can imagine a jury of my peers would not find me guilty in this, like, and they're like, we'll pull up the video and we'll get to see that you're behind the wheel. That's great that I'm behind the wheel of my own vehicle. Yeah, I drove that car that day. I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is I did not drive a blue Ford with this license plate.
Yeah.
But
Now,
if they're saying that it's only a motor vehicle, like, yeah, I drove a motor vehicle that day.
did you ask your wife, the professional juror that she is, how she would have decided on this case?
I mean, I see, and that's tough. I think she would just want me to be guilty just to make me be guilty to say that I'm
So
a
she
bad.
wins that argument?
So she wins the argument versus actually giving an honest opinion. Or she'd say, I'd find you not guilty just to see me go fight it, just to see what would happen. Right?
So I hope
Like,
she gets picked for the jury and she'll be like, hey guys, don't worry. I know he's my husband, but he's guilty.
yeah, exactly. So he was like, do you want to go to a trial? I was like, well, heck yeah, like, give me a jury trial. Like, I'm in. He's like, well, it could be a couple months wait. I said, that's fine. I'll sit.
I
I
got
got nothing
nothing
but
but
time.
time, sir.
Like, otherwise, I'm going to jail for punching you for saying not a horse and a buggy. Okay. And so he's like, okay, he's like, and so he explained, like, I guess if you do a bench trial or a jury trial, and even if you're found not guilty, the court fees get raised to a minimum of $500. So I would have to pay $500 even if I was found not guilty.
It's insane. What's the
I was
point?
like, well, yeah, what's the point of being found not guilty? Like, what? Like, it's a wrong ticket. Go charge the police officer. He made us all be here today because he did it wrong. Like, it ain't my issue.
Wait, was your police officer there that day?
No. And
Oh,
that's what I didn't
I
understand.
thought it was
No,
like dismissed.
it's only if you go to the next section, like the bench trial, I guess, or the jury trial, and they don't show up.
What? I've
I'm
never
like,
heard that.
it's crazy, wild adventure. And so I'm like, like, I don't want to pay that. He's like, because this ticket got recently increased at the end of 2023. So
Ooh,
it
what
used to be
timing?
used to be a $500 ticket. Now it's anywhere between a $900 to a $1,200 ticket
What timing is that, man? Come on now.
getting raised. And I'm like, why did we raise it? Obviously, they weren't getting enough income when people
Yeah.
were speeding by officers, in their opinion.
And
Um, and so
there-
he's like, so have you thought of doing a defensive driving course, like a driver's
Oh
course
yeah,
to
okay.
take this off your record? And I said, oh, you can't.
Oh,
Like,
you're gonna tell him he can't. Okay.
you can't do a driver's record. He said, who told you that? I paused internally. I said, okay, now don't laugh at me. And I said this out loud to him. I said, don't laugh at me, my wife.
Oh god. I hope he laughed.
He proceeded to laugh at me. And so he's like, well, let me go check the statute. And so he got up and went to the court stenographer, and they started looking through a book or whatever, and they walked off and talked to some different people. And they were like, if I said, and he said, where did she find it? I said, well, she Googled it, and this is what it said. And he said, well, the book that I have says that you can take it, right? And we went and asked, and they say you can take it. So you can take it, which is, like $150 for the court fees today, which is stupid, and whatever it costs to do the driver's ed course in 6 hours of your time. I was like, well, then I'm going to do that. Like, I'm not going to take a gamble. That's $200. Just simple math is about $200 instead
Hmm.
of paying $500 to, even if I get found not guilty, still have to pay the $500.
Right.
Like, it was absolutely wild. And so I was like, okay, I'll take it. And so I got outside after them assigning me all my stuff and me paying all my nonsense or whatever. And I called my wife and I said, hey, Do you remember 2 years ago, you got a speeding ticket for going 90 in a 65? I don't know if you remember that.
Well, she was going 90?
She was pushing our little 2007 Toyota Corolla almost to the Hyundai.
Like, what?
It was bad.
I never thought in my life I would hear that she ever got above 80 in a car.
She should never have gotten above 65 in that car. I'm surprised it's still running at this
You
point.
know, to almost 100 miles per hour.
And so I said, you remember when you got that ticket and I did your defensive driving for you? I said, I'm gonna need that favor repaid today.
Oh,
So,
man.
needless to say, our court system, and so she did it all for me. I did none of it. But if it ever goes on record, I did all of it.
Oh, 100%.
And so I did the whole 6 hours, sat through all the driving, learned everything that I need to learn, printed out the documentation. I got to take it into the courthouse.
You have to go back?
They don't accept email copies.
Oh.
They want a physical copy of it.
For what,
Okay?
what purpose?
Because they have to have the original. I'm like, it's not the original. I printed it off my printer.
Yeah, so that,
I was like, this is a mute point. And then, in it, when you do the driver's thing, they're like, oh, you can send a copy to your insurance and they may lower your insurance, right? I'm like, oh, two birds, one stone, baby. Get my ticket dismissed and insurance lowered. What up? So I send it to my insurance. And I'm like, hey, here you go. Did my little driver's course. Good for me. They write back and they say, no joke. They say, oh, they stopped doing this years ago. Why did they provide me a copy that says insurance copy then? Surely this isn't news to them. So,
insane. What did your wife say when you're like, hey, by the way, don't ever Google anything again because you're wrong?
Oh, I would never tell her that.
Yeah.
The only thing she's not allowed to Google is medical things because then she's dying, as we all are. Anytime you Google anything medical.
Oh, yeah, of course. But for legal Googlings, they're not doing too hot either.
No, I tell you what. So now I gotta take this in, get it all squared away.
When are you gonna take it back?
So it's not due until I think May 19th. No, due date is May 22nd.
Okay.
But taking it back on Friday.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm taking a long lunch on Friday and gonna go take it in.
You'll bring a mic, and that way we can get a couple more stories of what you're doing at the courthouse.
Yeah, I should have talked to the guy next to me. The guy next to me wanted to talk to me so bad, but I'm not a talker. I'm not a talker.
You're not a talker. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm not a chit-chatter with randoms.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say, buddy, you're not fooling nobody.
Yeah, I'll chit-chat with you all day, every day, but I'm not a random chit-chatter.
Dude, that's when you hit him like, hey, man, I have a podcast. I'd love to know why you're here.
You're all, true story. The other day, we were recording the podcast, so it had to be last week. We were recording the podcast, and it went till 11 o'clock at night, 10:30, 10:50. And so when we got off or whatever, I sent an email.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I sent one single work email. And when my coworker got in the next morning, she said, why on earth are you working at 11 o'clock at night? You'd be so proud of me. I responded, my brother-in-law and I do a podcast.
Oh!
Right? She didn't ask. She didn't care. She said nothing else in relation to it. She said, that's cool, and moved completely on to the question she wanted to ask me.
What a jerk.
I tried. I'm trying to pitch us,
I appreciate that.
Okay, so you got the courthouse. You ready for the next joke of a system that we have? Man, this is just Austin ranting on jokes of systems across the United States.
It's rant hour, baby.
So, buying a car is a straight joke.
Yeah.
Straight joke.
Yeah.
So, we're in the market for a vehicle, right? We're looking for a van, but we're not like in need of one. We're just kind of pondering the market. And so one came across my desk, and
the way you're talking, I want to smack you. The way you're
I feel weird. I feel weird saying these words. So I looked one up on the internet, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't too bad of a price. Let's go take a look at it." Right. So on Monday we went out to look at a vehicle, And it was our first time like looking at this vehicle in person. We've
Hmm.
seen them on the road, but we've never like been inside one, sat inside one, made sure there's enough room, so on and so forth. So this
Yeah.
was a good opportunity to do so. So we went to this car dealership, and we park, we get out of the car, and I start walking into the lot. Okay, I'm gonna go start pulling on handles, trying to open car doors. I want to
Hmm.
see inside.
Yeah.
My wife goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm gonna go open these car doors over here." She said, "You need to go find someone." For what? She said, "To talk to them." I have no interest in talking to them. I want to look at the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I open this door and this car isn't what I want it to be, I didn't need to talk to this person. I just
Yeah.
wasted his time or
Yeah.
her time. Like open the door, let me sit in it. Nah, too small. Close it, and I can walk off. So we had a small discussion at that time, and we ended up going to get someone, of course, because
Of
that's
course.
how
Yeah.
you do it in a marriage.
Yeah.
So we found someone. He pulled the car around. We're looking at it or whatever. When he pulled up, you look at the side of this van that we were looking at, and it looks like it drove into a post on the side of it and just continued driving. So like it
Dang.
like scraped the whole way down. And so I was like, okay, whatever, like cool. We sat down, talked briefly about numbers. I was like, okay, like we're gonna go home, thanks, right? Shook his hand, we left. So he's like, hey, when can I call you? I said, you can call me on Wednesday, right? So I got
Ooh.
home and I started doing some math. Math was math, and the numbers he gave me was like 30 or $40,000 higher than what the car price was.
So the math wasn't mathing.
Yeah, math wasn't math. And I was like, well, there's APR involved, right? There's percentage that they get back on their interest on loans,
Hmm.
but 30 to 40,000 just ain't it, chief.
That seems wild. That
You
could be a
know,
whole
like
nother car.
yeah, you're not doing that. So I started doing it, and so I called someone else to pit them against this guy, right?
Same dealership.
Same dealership. I'm gonna
Okay.
call the same person. I'm gonna call the same dealership. I'm gonna pitch you guys against each other. You do it for us. I'll do it for you. So I called her and I was like, hey, like here's the numbers this guy gave me. Like I asked for you specifically, and he didn't. He said you weren't in.
Ooh.
And this lady's response was, oh, he does that all the time. Like,
Ooh.
oh, I struck a nerve. So we went back and forth with a lot of different things because it wasn't really adding up in math, and I'm big into math and numbers, and the numbers have to make sense. And so um they're coming out with this number, a giant scratch on it. They don't want to fix it. They want to stay firm at their number. You go and you give any type of offer, right? Like, oh, we want $500 off for this scratch, more than what they offer. And they're like, no, we don't want to do business with you. And they just all quit talking to you, like
Yeah.
right then and there. It's like, well, hold on. There's a giant scratch down this that I'm going to have to pay $500, $600 to replace. When I ask for that money off, you're like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's wild how crazy that system is that they're just like, no, I'm good. Like cars are not flying off the shelves right now.
Yeah. And it's like, why even sell it like that? Why not when you get it in, it's your dealership, just fix it.
Yeah.
Like sell a presentable car.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's a used vehicle, and I'm not asking for pristine, right? There was a ding on the bumper or whatever. I'm never gonna say anything about that. That's what a
Yeah.
used vehicle is. Like,
Hmm.
cool. I get it. But the damage that was on the side, and then I went back and looked at the pictures online. They don't have a picture of that side of the van.
Really?
Yeah, so it's the driver's side van. It's the driver's side like back door. They didn't have a picture of that side, so they take a picture of every other side of the van except that one because they
And
want people to come look.
that you need to shout that dealership out so our listeners know not to go there. Or we go egg it.
Well, if they come back, in 7 days, because I told them like, oh, I'm good on the price. If they come back in 7 days and drop the price, I'll buy from them. Like I'll buy it. I don't really care.
They won't be dropping that price.
No, probably not. But I can be hopeful. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
always be hopeful.
The automotive sales world is disgusting.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And then you have like the CarMaxes of the world,
Hmm.
right? That are non-negotiation. The price they post is the price they post. Don't talk to them about a negotiation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know which side I'd rather. Would I rather like don't talk to me about a negotiation or give me the option to negotiate, but no matter what number I give you, you're gonna be like, nah, I'm good.
So I'd rather the one that is open with like, hey, we're not negotiating.
Yeah, like
Because
we're good.
dealerships that act like they're negotiating, especially now after COVID, they will not negotiate with you.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I know, and it's
And
like,
what's even more insane is
ugh.
guys had to go in to find a salesman. Dude, it used to
Yeah.
be they would all come running out to you.
Yeah, the minute it's like you pulled in the car and before you were out of their car, they were opening your car door for
They were
you.
at your window.
Yeah. Business cards shaking
Insane.
your hand. You could have said, "Hey, I really need a Coke. I'm thirsty." They would have run in to get you
They're
something.
sprinting in there. Now it comes so like easy because everybody's buying cars for a while that that's just what they think the world is now.
Yeah, like oh, it's wild. So
Yeah.
those are my rants, my rant hour, um,
Man,
of my big stories.
those are some you had a week.
I had a tough week, and it's only when we're
Only
recording this, it's
Wednesday.
only Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean
I still got another two to go.
and they're not looking promising.
Amen. I got to go to a courthouse again,
Yeah.
so it doesn't get better.
It does not seem like it's gonna be getting better for you.
So we 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 will have to check back in on Friday and see how the second visit at the courthouse goes. Maybe I'll talk to somebody there this time.
I don't think and I know you won't this time. I know you won't because there's no need for you to this time.
You never know. I could.
Especially you. You're not gonna walk someone like, yo, what you doing at the courthouse?
Yeah, I
And
want you to know
what?
this is not a Harris County courthouse that has tens of thousands of people living in it. This is like I think the little courthouse is called Springtown. So, not Spring in the Houston area, but Springtown. There's probably like 35 people that live in this county,
I mean, hey, one of them's got to tell you what's going on.
and they all know each other.
That's fine. Then maybe Billy can get Jilly also to tell her story.
Maybe I got to talk to Billy and Jilly. That's my problem. I didn't find a Billy or a Jilly.
No, I mean, you just got to search for those two.
That will be my lookout. Looking the next time I end up at the courthouse, which hopefully I want you to know. The last time I took a defensive driving course was 2015, he told me. I'm done almost 10 years. I was almost 10
Almost
years
10
clean.
years.
I was almost
Wow.
10 years clean.
You
And
couldn't make it though.
that last time was for running a stop sign. I remember that.
Oof, intentionally?
Oh yeah, I didn't even try and slow down. I pulled over before he turned his lights on. I can tell you exactly. I was driving through Copperfield. I was cutting through because there was traffic. I was trying to get to Willie's. I didn't want to stop at a stop sign. My passenger was Michael. Um, I turned and I pulled straight over. I knew the ticket was coming.
Michael, as in the brother of your passenger at the last ticket.
I can't drive these fools anywhere.
You gotta stop driving with these guys. They are bad luck.
Yeah, when I put them in the car, it's typically a ticket. So that can't happen.
That's not good news for you.
Yeah, so I need to make sure I keep them out of a car. But yes, that Michael, the brother of my passenger for this ticket, that is correct.
Yeah, I would avoid those two getting in your car.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's check in. Enough about Austin. Let's check in with Christopher.
No, I don't think there's really much to check in with. I've been watching good amount of movies again lately, so that's been nice.
Mm.
But oh, I did try a new snack.
Ooh. Here's where I drop and go. It's just a snack attack. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
boom. My wife bought me. I love Reese's peanut butter stuff.
Mm.
Love it.
Amen.
There apparently at Costco is Reese's peanut butter cup covered bananas. So they're like
Okay.
frozen in the frozen section. It's a frozen banana slice covered in the peanut butter and the chocolate.
Okay.
They're
One,
delicious.
one. I am disappointed I did not get a personalized review. This is the
Well,
first I'm hearing of this.
I tried it last night when I got home from the bakery. I was gonna do a video, but I was like, dude, it's so late. I'm just gonna open the bag up, ate one. They're delicious, but
Oh, uh-oh.
because they're in the Reese's bag,
Yeah,
you have to judge them in that world.
sure.
You pay the money, you got the orange bag, got that
Yep.
lettering on it.
Yep.
There's no peanut butter.
No.
It's there if you bite it. Because I had the second one today. I bit half of it and looked, and it shows peanut butter in there. You don't taste a single bit of peanut butter. It's all
What?
banana and chocolate, which is good. But
Yeah. When you
because
say
I don't
banana, full size banana?
no, it's like little slices of banana, like
Okay, like banana slices. Got it. Understood.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Okay.
like a little you pop one in your mouth and can eat it. The only reason I bit it in half was to see did they put peanut butter in these?
Got it.
So
Heard. Okay.
very, very good. Worth the buy because my wife's a big chocolate covered banana girl from like Trader Joe's. And those
Yeah.
come like in a little box with like, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12. And she says how like they're way more expensive doing that than buying the
Mm-hmm.
Costco one. So the Costco one is good, it's worth it. But if you're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get some peanut butter in there, good luck. Good luck.
No, nothing there.
No.
Dang. Maybe you could put your own peanut butter on. Two birds,
But
one stone.
yeah, but it's not the same. Not the same.
Fair. Fair.
It's
It's
not
not Reese's peanut
Reese's.
butter. I get
Yeah,
it.
I could go buy that little peanut butter jar thing and then use their Reese's peanut butter. I could do that.
Yeah, my wife will tell you that's fake peanut butter, so don't even bring Reese's around.
What do you mean?
Which is all fake peanut butter. She hates Reese's peanut butter. Hates it.
If she used to love Reese's peanut butter cups.
She does love Reese's peanut butter cups, but she hates the peanut butter because most of it feels or smells or tastes or what have you fake.
Yeah, because it is fake. I mean, peanut butter itself is fake.
Wild theory.
I mean, Jif is not. I mean, that's an absurd statement for her to say. But she thinks Panda Express is legit, authentic Chinese food.
No. You're taking it out of context. I'll defend her because she's not here. That was a pregnancy craving.
So you're saying your child is the dummy?
Amen.
Okay, all right. Hey,
I'll stand by that.
you're just trying to get the lay of the land here.
Yeah,
Trying to
I will stand by that one.
figure out what I'm arguing with.
So you were you were back to being the ball sprinkler last night.
No, last night I actually got an upgrade.
Oh,
I was so fast with all my other stuff that I do. We're running out of stuff for you to do. So they trusted me with putting like popsicle sticks inside of Rice Krispie treats and
ooh,
dipping them in chocolate, then drizzling white chocolate on them, and then putting sprinkles.
wow.
I know, dude. I know.
That's a big upgrade.
Massive.
Wow. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it was pretty freaking sweet. So just doing that, watching movies, man, I'm a pro now.
I was gonna say, is that the type of thing you can watch movies and do?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, I didn't know if you had to focus on like the drizzle and they wanted a pattern or
No, literally, she's like, as long as you drizzle it and it's not like globs of it, she doesn't care. Like it's you just saw like I would go take a row of them. I just go all the way across,
yeah.
back and forth, and then pick it up real quick and then go to the other side.
Wow. And they're doing this for the rodeo currently, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll be there still working, right, through rodeo season?
Yeah. But
Now,
so they make deliveries in the sense of they did a delivery Sunday for like the first week and a half of shows.
oh wow.
And so like they have like because I started 2 or 3 weeks ago now, so early, I've knocked out so much stuff like I probably won't work 2 weeks from now.
Oh, okay. Like
And
when
like
the rodeo's still going on.
at that point it'll be like the kind of thing of if they need anything, it'll be like such small orders they'll be able to handle. Like the
Got
bulk
it.
of stuff, it's just they've been so early on, I was able to help that they've been able to, and the other girl that's there has been able to build up a big stock to where
Yeah.
they're just making deliveries.
Okay, well I mean that's nice that you kind of work for, a month or whatever, and then what you'll get back on the concert circuit, assumptually.
So it'll depend because like NRG like has stuff,
Yeah,
but like it's not every concert. The only concerts I did were like Beyonce and Taylor. Even
got it.
Beyonce, they said wasn't even that big of a deal. Like,
Really?
like to the world of NRG, it was huge, but they weren't expecting the cookies and little snacks to sell like that. But
Sure.
for Taylor, they did, and then they do it for like any national championship stuff. So like the football game, the Final Four, which they won't have the Final Four this year because they had it last year.
Yep.
So I after the rodeo, I really probably won't have anything again until Texan season.
Just say yeah. Not Gold Cup? I don't know. Soccer? Is there no Gold Cup being played? Or
I looked at
CONCACAF being played in us?
I looked at the NRG schedule. I didn't see anything.
Okay, okay. I would trust you more than,
But
anyone else.
would they use the Dynamo Stadium for that? I know it's not as big, but
No, depending
okay.
on, especially when it came to like countries. So like very typical back when I was more involved in the soccer circuit down there. Like when Mexico would play, they'd play
Y-
in NRG.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew
So
that. I just didn't know if because the other ones there, they would. I don't know. Yeah,
no, because they want
that's
climate controlled and the Dynamo Stadium no cover and
that's
hot
true.
and
And all these other big name players aren't, if they come, aren't going to want that.
yeah,
And then you can
you
fill it
don't
up.
see you don't see, Messi playing on an uncovered field, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
He'd pay to have it covered.
He's too good for the game of soccer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, okay, so ball sprinkler. Now, what I gotta know. I think I want to start talking about this because I always enjoy your little takes. What movies did you watch?
Yeah, I've watched a good amount of movies
Well,
in the
just
last.
last night, just last week or a couple weeks.
Okay, so just last night and last week, I watched the movie Us by Jordan Peele. It's
Wait, is
have you
that
do it?
is that where like the families in red jumpsuits and
Yeah,
yeah, okay, seen it. Yep, yep, yep. Decent,
in
not great, decent.
red, incredible.
Okay.
Did you see that ending coming?
I have to say I don't remember the ending at this exact moment.
So do you remember like the premise of like the little girl goes into the haunted thing,
Yeah,
sees
okay,
her.
yep. Now you said it. Now you said it. Yep. No, I did not see that ending coming. Thank you for re-bringing it up.
So and then of course I like go down like rabbit holes of like okay, what did people say online? Like were there any
Yep.
things? And there were so many things that
And
like
theories and yep.
well, not even that like things in the movie that if you were like paying better attention, you would have been like, I think that this is a little sus.
See, that's me and TV shows. When TV shows end, I go down a rabbit hole of like reading people's thoughts, reading backgrounds. Like for me,
Yeah.
it's TV shows to do that. So I understand.
Then I watched A Good Person with
Okay.
Morgan Freeman and I would say probably the best female actress right now, Florence Pugh.
Okay. I know her
So
name.
she's from
Yeah, she's
Black
Hawkeye.
Widow.
She's Yelena. I know.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got a pop head of her over here. Come
Okay.
on.
Okay. That was a great movie. That was a
Okay.
really, really good movie. It basically she was a driver of a car, had two passengers with her. There's her fiance's sister and brother-in-law. She gets in the wreck, kills them. Not they
Oh.
die after she's driving. Morgan Freeman is their dad.
Oh.
And then she's drug addict, goes to rehab. He's or AA, he's there. He tries to like help her find her win.
Huh.
Like after blaming her, like forgiving her, like that whole story of it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Wow. Okay.
I watched Minari.
Oh, okay, so you lost me already with the name.
It has the guy from it has I think his name is Glenn in Walking Dead first couple seasons.
Yeah. Steven Yen, Steven
Yes,
Yoon. Yeah.
yes. Dude, this movie's so good. I know you're not a big subtitle guy, so it's like
Nope.
half Korean, half English.
Okay.
And it's about him and his family. They lived in California. They do this thing called chicken sexing, which is they get chicks and they look to see if they're male or female. The females they put in a bin, and the farm that's what they use to like make chicken and stuff. The males
Okay.
they burn because the males were not good meat or whatever.
Oh.
So he hated doing that. They buy like this insane amount of acreage in I believe it was Oklahoma. They moved
Okay.
there, have this farm. It's like this whole story. It's like his wife not wanting to be there. She wanting to go back to California. He's willing to stay there because he doesn't want to have that life of just the same mundane thing over and over and over again.
Sure.
So it's a very, very great story, good movie, sad ending, which I love because it wasn't just like some happy-go-lucky ending, but it was a happy ending, if that makes sense. Like good came from it if you take it from it, but it was not like a you walk out of there being like, oh yeah, that was a cool ending.
Okay.
And then the other two movies I watched The Killer on Netflix.
The killer. No.
So I didn't even like really hear much about it. I just randomly put on one night because like, oh, like I, just a background thing. I'll check in on it. I was locked into this movie, dude. It started off so good. It's like it's this assassin guy kind of telling you it's like his thoughts on when he's doing things, not like a true story. Like, and so his very beginning of the movie, he's going to kill this government official of some sorts, misses him, kills this woman like that he was with in that room, and then it's his whole thing about how kind of like how to recover from doing what he did. He goes to a
Huh.
safe house. The woman that lives at the safe house, who at first like is he somebody they know each other and stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Another assassin goes to try and kill her because
Oh,
they thought maybe he was doing something. So it's this whole thing about how he's getting revenge. Very cool, but it
interesting.
it got lackluster, kind of like it was so good. Like the first 30 minutes was just incredible,
Yeah.
and it was like kind of just got boring midway through towards the end, but it ended fine.
I feel like you're really into killing movies. Killer, suspense. I'm getting a theme here.
I mean, of the four I've watched,
Us,
Us is more
suspense,
of a
suspense.
thriller.
Yeah, suspense thriller.
Yeah.
This killer movie.
Hmm.
Your Stephen Yeun movie. They burned chickens, bro.
You don't see it happen.
Death. You
You
said
don't
they
see it
burned
happen.
chickens. And then the fourth one was okay, that's more of like a I wouldn't call it a rom-com because it's not romantic by any standards, I would imagine, but
No, no.
like more of like a feel-good movie.
Kind of, kind of.
But had
It's
death at the first scene.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. You're not wrong thinking about it. All my movies involve death in some sort of way,
You know,
but
lots of
so does
death.
life.
Wow.
So, and Reptile was the last one. It had Alicia Silverstone, Benicio del Toro,
I
and
don't know who any
Justin
of those people
Timberlake.
are. I don't
You know
okay,
all of them.
I got Justin Timberlake. I don't know the other two.
Justin Timberlake. You know Alicia Silverstone, Clueless. You never
Like the
seen
blonde
Clueless?
girl? The blonde
Yeah, she's
girl?
the main girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could picture her. Yeah, fine.
And Benicio del Toro. I mean, have you ever seen Sicario?
No.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. I mean, he's in a lot of other stuff. I just can't think of anything else besides if you've seen Sicario, which you
Nope.
haven't. But
No,
that
haven't
was a
seen
cool
it.
movie too. That was a fun movie. That was on Netflix. Another Netflix original.
I always enjoy just living vicariously through your movie watching because I don't have the attention span for that many movies.
Dude, I love watching movies. Or TV, but like right now I'm just on a movie kick.
Yeah, see, and right now I would say I'm on a TV kick. So
Mhm.
I don't go TV to movies. I go TV to video games,
So what
and
TV are
then
you
vice
watching?
versa. So I just started Secession.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Oh,
I'm 3 episodes in.
okay.
Um, because for one reason and one reason only that I decide to start the show. So the first, let me back up a second. I was looking for a show, and Netflix is doing its weird thing where no screen sharing, so you can't use it. Blah blah
That's
blah.
not the most annoying thing in the world.
This is lame. This is legitimately lame.
And I
So
will never pay for Netflix just because of this.
yeah. So which you're watching Netflix. You literally are saying you're watching Netflix.
I'm not paying for it though.
Yeah.
So
How are
they,
you getting on?
what do you mean? I told you
Like,
the trick. Okay, hey everybody, the life hack for any of you who aren't going to pay for it and are using your parents still. You get it on your phone. Your
yeah.
phone cannot be claimed to a house. Your phone can be for travel. It can be anywhere. It's picking up wireless. Your IP is always spoofed. Netflix cannot prove that it's assigned to this specific house, right?
Okay.
So you get on your phone, your iPad, or even a laptop, you sign in, and then you either plug in if it's a laptop, plug that cable in directly to your TV or cast it to your TV and just don't sign in on your TV. The TVs and I think gaming stations are a little bit more like TVs, they'll know, okay, this person's not traveling around with the 75-inch plasma.
That's what they think.
Do you know what I
Yeah, but
mean?
like it doesn't work on the phone.
Okay, yes, part two. You have to at least once. So you can do it one of two ways. You can say I'm traveling and it'll
Yeah.
send somebody a code or whoever, say your parents' address, right? you go to their house, you sign in on your phone, you're good. You just have to check in every 60 days or something.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
So
that makes sense.
it's a pain still, but there are those ways around it.
Got it. So I was anyhow. So Netflix isn't working, whatever. So I decided to go and look for another show, right? Because I was trying to finish two shows at once. I was trying to finish the 100 again because I love that show on Netflix. Obviously, Netflix canceled me out, and I was trying to finish Outer Banks because
Yeah,
I should have finished that show a long time ago and never did.
but that was on
So
Netflix too, right?
on Netflix too. So I got kicked off both those. So I was like, gotta find a new show at this time, right? Just finished Jack Ryan, like trying to reel my emotions around a new TV show.
Yep.
So for those of you who don't know, my in-laws are very into a certain show that took place in the 90s to early 2000s. The Sopranos. So I said, you
Oh
know
yeah.
what? I'm gonna give The Sopranos a shot.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a true shot. I got 2 episodes in. I realized I didn't watch any of those 2 episodes because I sat on my phone the entire time.
What was it to you? Boring
It
or?
was boring. I just wasn't getting anywhere.
Oh, okay.
So turned that off, but did try. I gave that the old college try.
The
Um,
old college try.
I will always give a show 2 episodes to see if I
Yep.
like it or not. I feel like that's the
Okay.
only fair judge. So I gave it its full 2 episodes, wasn't for me. So I turned it off, and then I ended up turning on Succession, right? Because I had
Hmm.
heard from a guy at my work that my voice and the way I speak sounds exactly like Greg.
I don't see it, get it, hear it, anything.
And so now that I know who Greg is, that Greg's basically a loser in these
He
first couple
is.
episodes,
He is.
I feel so offended to that point. He's
You're not
literally
Greg
like
at all.
a no one, and I'm like, why would you tell me that, my guy? Um,
You're not
so
Greg at all. That dude's just a jerk for no reason other than just to be a jerk.
yeah, so really enjoying that right now. I know you're gonna roll your eyes, and that's fine, Christopher. You watch poor TV, so I understand that. But spring TV's coming back,
Mm-hmm.
so that means Survivor.
Oh no.
See, I knew it was Survivor premieres.
Big Brother
So
Survivor, dude.
no, not Big
Wow.
Brother, just Survivor premieres. So gotta go back into my good reality TV. I mean, coming from the guy who just watches sob stories of people singing, okay? Everybody's had a hard time. Everybody can sing. Ain't no different.
Yeah, everybody cannot sing. Trust
They
me, there's
pick
people who they think they can sing on the show and they can't sing.
those are all scripted. They literally pay them just to embarrass themselves.
Oh, 100%.
Thousands of dollars.
Especially nowadays. Like back in the day, I truly believe like when the show was first, maybe the first 5, 6 seasons, people genuinely were like, I
Yeah,
think friends
I
told them
I
to.
agree.
They thought they could. Now you have to be like you have to be specially picked for the show, right? And there's like a
Yeah,
whole conspiracy I think is behind this, but for the most part, like they'll have the good singers, right? And then now they sprinkle in like crazy acts, but you can
hmm
tell these people know they're not going anywhere on the show, and like they're
correct.
hired people to do this. Like
Yeah.
because it's not even like they're clipping it for funny like reels or TikToks or anything. It's just I think just something to be like, oh, this is still American Idol, not like The Voice or America's Got Talent.
Correct. Yeah, because I was gonna say America's Got Talent's the same way. Like there's people that go out there and they're going nowhere. They're not doing anything. They're just brought on as time fillers.
Exactly. Something to maybe get somebody to laugh. That's it.
Yeah, and those are, that's why I stopped watching America's Got Talent when I realized it really wasn't about that. And then it also wasn't America's Got Talent. These people are like, "Oh, we traveled over from Russia to do this act for you." I'm like, "Well, that's Russia's Got Talent. It's not America. America ain't got that talent." Notice we weren't doing it. So
Now they have that talent.
yeah, I mean, if you moved here, yeah, now we have that talent in America, which is
Yeah.
fine. But just call it world talents at that point.
Yeah. So
So
I mean, we love American Idol. It's a fun thing. It just stinks it's only one night a week, dude.
yeah, didn't it used to be like 2 or 3?
Two.
So it used to be two back to back. I mean, I never watched.
Yeah. So like when we were growing up and we were watching it, like religiously. It was 2 nights a week. I'm almost positive like Wednesdays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's what it was. Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then maybe I'm just wrong because like I know once the live shows start, they go to 2 nights a week,
Okay.
I think. But
Okay.
then again, I'm starting to think maybe it's just a 1 night a week thing. I don't know. It's dumb though.
Did you ever watch Masked Singer?
No, I could not put myself through that. Half the judges I didn't like. No.
Ooh. Okay, which half?
I mean, I only know two of the judges from the commercials. Oh, three. Because isn't Harry Connick Jr. one, or is it Robin Thicke?
Robin Thicke,
Can't stand him.
um, Paula Abdul,
Don't like her.
and the Hangover guy.
Yeah, don't like him. And it's not Paul Abdul. It's Jim Carrey's ex-wife. What was her name? I don't like her either. I feel
You,
like McCarthy is her last name. The blonde lady. I don't know. Not a
I
fan of
thought
any of them. Any of them.
really?
So,
Okay.
and I just feel like it's so bogus. Like, how are you gonna put a mask on? Never heard, I don't know, Troy Polamalu sing, and he just happens to roll off the tip of your tongue.
Yeah, I know, with the little hints and stuff that they drop. Like, I get that they probably have a pick list of some kind
Have
to
to.
narrow it down, but it's like some of these, it's like, oh, I know it's this person, like, and they connect a lot of weird dots.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, hold on, you just knew that off the top of your head?
And I've seen a lot of these actors, singers in interviews. None of them are very smart, so they're not putting those little puzzles together that quickly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I think it's interesting, but just was never the show for me
So,
going into reality.
Succession,
Oh, yes. Okay.
is this a possible pop head collection?
As of right now, no.
You're not into it.
As of right now, I hate every single person on that show.
Well, okay. So you'll hate them more as the show goes on.
Yeah.
This like the whole point of the show and this family is you will never love them.
Yeah.
They get scummier,
I'm
worse and
sure.
worse as the show goes on.
Yeah.
Okay. I
And it's
don't
what
want
I
you to think
anticipate,
like there's
right?
going to be a feel good turnaround in this.
No. I mean, what I anticipate the show is, and I have not read like the summary of the show or anything. I literally turned it on because one guy told me I sound like Greg.
Yeah.
Um, is it's basically about this father dying and everybody fighting for control of what they want in everything that he has. And it's all
Yeah.
gonna get very messy and they're all gonna I mean, they've already all tried to backstab each other and scam each other and tell, certain people different things. And like that's what I expect it to be. I'm gonna hate all of them, but like and I'll use this as an example, right? Even in Game of Thrones, right? A lot of it was nasty and bad things that they did, but like I grew to love Tyrion Lannister, though he was bad in a lot of his decisions. And he had
Okay.
some feel good moments,
Yeah.
but like it's not that I'm afraid to like people who are bad. Like you've never what was that show that I was watching with Eric Taylor? I don't know, but like the Bloodline, where like the a brother comes back that's been disowned from
Oh,
the family for 20 years, and it's all basically about how the other four of them are trash human beings to this brother who comes back. And the brothers, he does some bad things as well. It's not that I didn't like I hated all the characters, but I loved the storyline.
yeah.
Right? Like I can love the storyline and hate the characters. And I'll still watch it. Like I have no problems with that. So as of right now, it would not be a pop thing. I don't even know if it sells pops.
I would be surprised if it didn't, but I mean, I don't know. I've never seen them, but I feel
See, I'd
like
be surprised if it did because I feel like they're all going to be very like it's not like The Office where they're in kind of different outfits or different styles. I mean, once again, I've only seen 3 episodes. I'm in the middle of the third episode, so I've seen 2.5 episodes.
yeah, they do make them.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah.
So it would be not one that I'd like run out to get. Like I could have told you after watching probably 2 episodes of Ted Lasso that I would own at some point all the Ted Lasso podcasts,
Okay.
and I will at some point. Right?
Don't forget when I talked about Lasso, man, oh, that big soccer, no, blah, blah. So don't forget.
I'm just saying, if it's not on recording, it wasn't true.
I mean, most of the stuff I do is not on recording.
And most of the stuff's not true that you say.
I mean, that's a true statement.
I mean, think about Money Heist, right? Berlin is a trash human being to what he did in the first heist, so the first 2 seasons.
Mhm.
But I like Berlin as a character,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true. That's
So
true.
Berlin was a great character. I'm literally looking at Popheads thinking about like, were you terrible?
Watch as you finish the show, you're gonna be like, Greg is the best, and I feel like I am Greg.
I hope not. I sure hope not. Is it over or is it still
It's
producing?
done. It ended last year, 2023.
Okay, so like 4 seasons is over. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, I see that there's harvest seasons, but I didn't know.
I
So
need to get back. I
yeah.
need to go back and finish it.
Oh, you haven't finished it.
No, I think I got through 1.5 seasons.
Okay. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
Okay. So I'll be ahead of you soon. Um,
yeah. I'm gonna go back and rewatch all of it just to get it all in one go.
the other thing, and I want to ask. So this is going to our Ramblers. I got a question. We'll end with this question
All right.
because I want to know when new TV shows or new hyped movies drop. And the only one that's coming to my mind is the new season of House of Dragons, right?
Yeah.
Or the new seasons of Harry Potter. Warner Brothers has said they're going to do 10 seasons of Harry Potter to cover all the books, right? Like all these different things. When those drop, would you guys be interested in hearing like Chris and I talk about them for 10 minutes, 15 minutes on a podcast?
Ooh.
Like we watch them because we've mentioned on here that we watch them at the same time, a single episode, and we text about them. We send very long
Yeah.
text messages to each other, like thoughts and opinions. But I wonder if it'd be interesting if the Ramblers would enjoy to hear some of our thoughts about it. Not an additional episode; it would just be included in the typical weekly release that we do.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, I know you're in for it. You would
As-
literally be in for anything to watch a TV show.
As one of the listeners, I'm a yes. I don't speak for all the Ramblers, but for this one, I'm a yes.
But for this Rambler, it's a yes. Okay, because it could be interesting. Like, if there's things that come out that are hyped that we know are big and we can get, when the Young Avengers come out as a movie, when that's projected, that'd be a good one to do. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
Did
extremely
you see
hyped.
The Marvels is out?
Oh, no, haven't seen anything for it.
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, so like that's something you could go and we could do
Yeah.
and watch, or a second season of House of Dragons, those types of things.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, let us know if you'd be interested, and we, would definitely enjoy it because to be honest with you, we do it anyhow.
Yeah, we're gonna do it no matter what.
Yeah, it's just if
So,
we talk on the podcast about it or not.
Yeah, let's just put on recording.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in. So let us know your thoughts of if we should start to record our thoughts on TV shows and movies.
Yeah. But for Chris and Greg, we love you guys. And always remember, we can't change the world unless we ramble. So keep on rambling.
I hate you.